Hello and welcome to another episode of EV Stories. Today we have with us Mr. Venkat Raju, who owns this lovely, quirky, yellow, pure EV ePluto 7G. Mr. Venkat Raju, welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
My first question to you is, what made you decide to go for an electric scooter and especially pure EV's ePluto scooter?
Right, sir. This is an interesting question. Because as in today, first thing is the main thing is the petrol rise of petrol price, because that makes every common man to think about that vehicle, because he need to go to work every day, come back, and if he spends around 200 rupees per day, that could be a big loss to his pocket. So, and the second thing is to control the pollution, where I opted to go for an electric vehicle and leaving my petrol vehicle behind.
And the second part of the question is, why pure EV?
Pure EV. Pure is first thing is, I was at the time of Corona, when I was free, I was searching about all the YouTube channels about EVs. So I found that IIT Hyderabad, they are making the electric vehicles and they are already into the market. I was searching and going on. So once I found out this 7G as a perfect model, when I was searching all this thing and when I compared with all the vehicles which are available in the market, I don't want to name the other companies, but this 7G vehicle is the best one to suit each and every individual, because it's in the range of 1 lakh below. Now it is 90,000 below, and when compared to other vehicles, they are almost all touching 1 lakh rupee. And the range is very high when compared to other vehicles. This is when, as per company, it gives us around 120 kilometers. But when I interestingly, or you can say, taking care of all the things which can increase the range, so that makes me around 10 to 20 kilometers extra. As per company it is 120, but I get around 130 to 135 kilometers. So there are some tips where you can follow and get a range of 140 till 140. At my top my range was 140 kilometers, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So when you found out that IIT Hyderabad was involved in the making of pure EV scooter, that was a major selling point for you.
Yes, sir.
And you also found out that you could get more range than what was promised by the company.
Yeah.
So these were the two major selling points on pure EV for you.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Venkat Raju, tell me a little bit about your daily usage. What kind of mileage do you get out of the scooter when you use it for riding day to day in the city? And also you use the different modes of the scooter. Right. What kinds of range do you get with the different modes that you use?
Yes, sir. Actually, I work for insurance company and I'm into sales. So for a salesperson, we should be in the market. So a minimum of 40 to 50 kilometers every day is my into the market.
Okay.
So accordingly, when I thought about this EV, and when I went for an inquiry about in the showroom, they have showed me 3 modes. This vehicle got 3 modes. First mode is of 35 kilometers, which gives you around 120 kilometers. And the second mode, which gives you around 45 kilometers with 110 kilometers. And the third mode, which is the highest mode, with 60 kilometers with 90 kilometers. According to the Hyderabad roads, what we can go is 45 kilometer speed, not more than that. Because if we try to go more than that, then there's a lot of patches on the road or the speed breakers. You'll find very difficult to go over there. So accordingly, I plan only for 45 on the second mode. So second mode, as per company, it is 110 kilometers. And so when I go for let's say more than 50 kilometers, 60 kilometers, so accordingly I'll plan it out. Because company has from company it's 110 kilometers in the second mode. So I go accordingly to the planning. Everybody should plan it, because you need to come back home. You can't push the vehicle and come back. But accordingly, as per the company, the mileage and your usage, that depends. So accordingly, you need to plan, and then you need to come back to the home safely, and then get it recharged.
You've become proficient at riding this scooter.
Right.
But when you first got it, you were still learning the various tips and tricks and guidelines for riding it.
Yes.
And I understand that you had an incident where you ran out of charge and you needed a friend's help to get some charge so that you could get back home safely.
Right,
Tell us about that incident.
Yes, this was around 1 month before. because as I'm into sales, everybody will, I don't know the addresses all over in Hyderabad. So somebody will sell me the Google map, address, location, everything. So by searching that, I forgot how many kilometers I was traveling. So on that way, I traveled around 10 to 15 kilometers extra. And at the end, it was around night 7 o'clock. I was able to find that, but at the same time, I was not able to, I was totally discharged with the battery. I had got the customer and then I have talked to everything. After last, at the end of the day, so I asked that customer, sir, can I use your plug, for the rechargement? So he has given me some, let's say around 15 to 20 minutes of time. So once again, when going back, once again I find the same problem. So I called my friend and then explained the issue. This vehicle got a portable battery, which is a big plus point to this everybody. Right. So I called my friend and then said that these are the problem. I totally discharged and told my battery is dead now. So he came back to me and then we have discharged this battery and then we took the battery to his home and then recharged for 1 hour and then once again put it back and then went home. So this was one of the bad experience, but this got a good experience for me to plan out. So to plan out where to go, how to go and how to come back to the home safely without any problem.
So we've heard of foul weather friends. You had a foul battery friend who saved your life that day.
Accordingly, I'll plan and accordingly from come back home. Or else early in the morning from next day, whatever the pending work from next day early morning, I'll complete it.
Oh, fantastic.
Hello friends, this is my house. We stay on the second floor. So I would like to show you now the ways to charge pure EV ePluto 7G. This is one of the methods, the first method, which is can be directly charged. So this is the switch, extra switch what we have arranged over here. So from here, so I have taken the cable to the ground floor. Please check it out. This is the first switch which is in control, right? So this is the cable. We are in the second floor, so we are going down. This is the cable which I have arranged for charging the vehicle. So this is how it goes. We are reaching to ground floor now. So we have reached the ground floor almost. So this is the way. And here is the charging point, which is 3-pin plug. And you have another switch over here. There are two switches. One is on the second floor and one is at the point of charging on the ground floor. So until and unless you switch on these two switches, the charging will not be done. So it's a control to misuse, to eradicate the misuse of this plug point. So this is how this is the charging I have. So it is going on. It's the adapter, and here is a direct point which we use for the charging. So this is how the charging is done, and this is the first way of charging. We have two ways of charging. This is the direct way, which is charged. So guys, we are starting today's journey. I am owning my vehicle.
This whole concept of planning your trips before you even leave home, checking Google Maps, all the distance, and then deciding whether you can make it or not make it, is something that is totally new for people who ride electric vehicles, because you have to unlearn what you've learned about riding a conventional petrol vehicle.
Yes.
And you have to relearn all about charging and batteries and stuff like that. But that is how life is going to be once electric vehicles go mainstream. Yes. So what are your views on those practices? Do you feel that they are something that everybody can do, or do you think that they are too inconvenient for electric vehicles to go mainstream?
Sir, first thing is there is a change, and you have to accept the change, because until and unless you accept the change, you can't lead your life further. So earlier there was a petrol. Now petrol is too costly, and then you have to convert yourself into the EV. And EV and these electric vehicles got their own limits, because company when manufacturers it got their own limits. You have to accept that. You can also plan it. There is always a solution for everything. There is always a solution. But if you according to your plan, that should work out. So that's the main thing, and you need to accept the change. However, in future there is no petrol for us. You have to go for an electric vehicle, and you need to accept it.
And have you had any occasion to use a public charger? And also, what's your charging setup at home like?
Yeah, a public charger, no, I never went for public charging because I planned it. After experience of 1 week or 10 days, I planned it out accordingly and then come home and then charge it. Because we have an individual house, so we don't have any problem. I got the connection we stay in the second floor. I got the connection to the parking area and the 3-pin plug. It's a normal 3-pin plug what we use in at home.
Right.
The same 3-pin plug has been installed over there and then I charge it. It takes around 4 to 4.15 minutes to fully charge it.
So
there
you,
is no issues
you
with that.
plug it in at night, forget about it, morning it's fully charged.
No, it's not that. I take care of this because when it is charging, it glows red light. So I'll just check out after every 4 hours. After 4 hours, I'll start checking it out. Whenever it is full, I just stop it and then go to sleep.
Okay.
I don't hit full charge. I don't make it overnight.
Okay. Mr. Venkat Raju, you are the ideal EV owner. You've done your research. You know all about appropriate charging practices.
Yeah.
You're one of those rare beasts that we encounter who know just how to treat their EVs. But obviously, not everybody is like that. A lot of people need to learn how to take care of their vehicles properly. Right. So, keeping that in mind, what sort of message would you like to give to people who may be thinking about converting to EV but are hesitant? And also, in general, to the EV buying public, what would you say based on your experiences?
Sir, according to my experience, and today in market, no bank is coming forward for an EMI facility or the loan facility. For that reason, many people are hesitating for the huge amount. It's a huge amount, right? 90,000 or 1 lakh rupee. So for getting this lump sum amount, it's very problematic. If some other banks come forward, then you'll definitely make it out in maximum EVs in the market. Number one is. And when it comes to the service point of view, service point is very good. I got a minor problem with the display and it got replaced immediately. Service point is very good. And one more thing I want to highlight is the helmet. I think from my side, it's not a general, it's a general talk. From my side, I think helmet weight is somewhat higher, but as per the company, they have taken the safety measures and they have made it. But I feel that helmet is somewhat higher, and which makes me somewhat uneasy when I say what do you say
When you ride?
When I'm riding. At the same time, when I cross speed breakers, at that time I feel some of the pinch over there. So for that reason, I suggest company to just think over it. I'm not, I'm as a common man, I'm giving a suggestion, but it's a company thing. What according to their safety, they'll make it out.
Okay.
I suggest them blindly go for an EV, because maybe after 6 months or 1 year, you won't find petrol. Petrol would be in a black market. Yeah, that's true, sir.
Right.
Because today's in market in the Arabian countries, they're facing a lot of problem with the petrol. So there would be no petrol. You have to go for a black market petrol, and that would be a very huge loss to your pockets. So better go for your EV immediately. When whoever has got the money, just go for it, or try go for a private finance also. But you can save from day one. You can till today, still 75 days. This is a 75 old years, 75 days baby it is. Till now, I didn't put my hand in pocket for petrol because it's totally out of petrol.
Right.
It doesn't require. And in a 1 month, first month I traveled around 1300 kilometers.
Wow.
Which cost me only 200 rupees.
Amazing.
Just 200 rupees. Within 200 rupees, I traveled 1300 kilometers.
Amazing.
Till today, it's around 3000 kilometers. So, it costing me 10 paisa per kilometer.
Right.
Less than 10 paisa. Today morning, I've just calculated it's around 8 paisa per kilometer. You can just think of it. It's a mind blowing.
Yeah.
8 paisa per kilometer. When I, let's say for these 3 kilometers, if I travel into a petrol bike, it could be around 7,000 rupees, 6 to 7,000 rupees. Just check out the difference between these two. You are saving out of just for 3,000 kilometers, you are saving around 6,500 rupees.
Right.
Just blindly go for EV, sir. Do not think about anything. Just blindly go for it. Whatever you do, you save money and then go for EV. You definitely save more money for that. So this is what my suggestion would be for the public.
So, Mr. Venkat Raju says that we know that petrol prices are already way too high right now, and eventually they are going to be probably as costly as gold. So, it's a no-brainer. You've got a glowing endorsement from Mr. Venkat Raju that it's a no-brainer to go for EVs. Enjoy the acceleration, the fact that you don't need a great deal of service, the low cost, all those things you get only in an EV. And Mr. Venkat Raju, it was absolutely a joy to see your enthusiasm for electric vehicles and for your baby. Thank you so much for speaking to us, and safe driving, and hopefully we'll be able to speak to you again someday and get more feedback after you've owned the vehicle for a longer period.
I got many friends.
Right.
I got a good network.
Right.
And even one of my friends who got the DTDC courier service, he's looking for 3 bikes.
Right.
He's looking for 3 bikes.
Right.
So maybe within a couple of days or 15 days, I'll get him and then we'll have a ride, and then I'll make him to buy 3 more bikes.
Right.
So because from my side, it's a purely pollution free, and you're saving your money and everything. It's a multiple task which is going on.
Right.
So I'll definitely make it from my side.
Wonderful. If every customer was like you, then I think EVs would have already gone mainstream by now. Thank you so much, Mr. Venkat Raju. And guys, if you like this kind of content, please like this video, please share it, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Good morning.